G'day viewers, it's Michael here again and welcome back to SingleRacer. And now apologies for this video taking slightly longer than normal even under my current circumstances, but this is kind of due to the video itself having to kind of morph, shall we say, into three slightly different versions. And that is simply because in my last video I mentioned that I bought 3 new mod cars for Assetto Corsa. One VRC mod, which I featured in the last video, called the Oriole 8. And now these 2 Race Sim Studio cars, the brilliant cars called the GT Pack. And I have to say up front that, and by the way, if you hear some strange noises behind my vocal, it's because it's extremely stormy here at the moment, and I'm recording this in a garage, so I can't do much about it. It's just the wind and the storm, so apologies for the noise in the background if you hear it. But yeah, I was expecting myself, and this is nothing against VRC as a company, but I was expecting to like the Oriole 8 more than the GTN pack, and I was surprised that it seemed to be the other way around. I think these GTN cars are absolutely brilliant. Now I like all 3, but I especially like these 2 cars. And so now we come to the reason that I had to make a couple of slight changes, or at least I wanted to. And that's because I was always going to feature these 2 cars in this video. But then I got the shock news, and you know, I'm talking shock news for me personally, that Sim Racing 604 decided to stop the channel. And I have to say that for any of us that are creators, I think we've all been there. I've been there a few times where I question, especially because I'm just not in a position anymore to do as many videos as I wish to, where you feel you just want a break, or you feel you're letting your subscribers down. For whatever reason, Mike decided to call it quits. And based on that news, I was simply then going to still do this video with these 2 cars, but make it a tribute video. Now, I think he had a change of heart, and for whatever reason, he came back just as quickly as he said goodbye. But that's a great thing, and I'm not stirring him, but it's just I couldn't get the video recorded quick enough before he decided to come back, and that's great. And he said that it might be in a limited capacity, which I totally understand, but it's such good news to hear that he's decided to continue, even if that is in a limited capacity. Now, I feel the same way, in the sense that at the moment it's blowing a gale, it's pouring rain, which you might hear in the background as well, but I only literally have the weekends to do these videos now. So I understand that thing where you feel like you want to walk away sometimes, but I personally love it too much, and I think that's why he changed his mind, along with the sheer response from all the people that truly love his channel. Now, in my case, I sent him a private message to say thank you so much, because I considered him, or in the message I said that he, in the same way that Ferrari Man 601 was his mentor in the beginning, slowly over the time of his and our progression, he became my mentor. But after I sent him the message, and again, apologies for the rain, but the storm's getting worse, and that's the fact is I only have this time to do these recordings, otherwise I've got to wait another week. So just please put up with it if you can. But after I sent the message, I realized that maybe mentor is not the right term, in a sense, because we both started at the same time, our channels at the same time. So, and I'm I'm a control freak, so I do my channel in my own personal way, and you know, nothing's really going to change that. So I was thinking, is mentor the right word to describe Sim Racing 604? But when he took the break and come, and then restarted, but maybe in that limited capacity, I realised what he was to me, and that is that he is the lighthouse to my ship. And so the way I would describe that is he shows me the way in all these cutting edge things that he is often lucky enough to get beforehand. And the last example was I actually thought that LA Canyon's version 1.2 was already up. And when I went to race department, I realised it was still the 1.0 version. So I went back to his video and it was a preview. And, I should have realised that in the title, but I didn't notice that. But that's what I mean. He's so good at leading us all sim racers to as a guide to what's coming up and what's new. And to be fair, I think that's part of the pressure that he might have felt, is like he was struggling just for his own personal time, especially with his family, to continue doing this. But like I said, to me, he is the lighthouse to my ship, guiding the way for me in sim racing news. And I think also this is where, for me at least, it goes a bit deeper, because the one thing that I know 100% is Mike Smith absolutely loves our sim racing community. And I think he was torn between his own personal family naturally, but also didn't want to let down his sim racing family. I mean, he truly does consider all of us sim racers, the community we are, as a family. And as an example, I once said to him, look, I was thinking of doing a video where I copy your idea a bit, where I'm driving this Zonda R, but instead of being from the driver's seat, I'll do it from the passenger seat, mimicking a thing you did a while ago. And, but I just want your permission to do that, so you don't feel I'm just copying it outright. And he said, sure, not only don't I mind, but look, how about I send you an intro and an outro as though you're the taxi and I'm hiring you. And I said, oh, that's fantastic. So here's the example, just a quick short video that he sent me saying, I'll do this for you because you're part of this sim racing community. So here's the video here.
Hey Michael, it's me, Mike from Sim Racing 604. I need a favor. I need somebody to show me around the Nordschleife in the Pagani Zonda. Are you able to help me out? That would be so awesome if you could, man.
And so, given I can't really call this video now a tribute in the sense that he's restarted again, which I'm so happy about, but what I still thought of making it a dedication, in the sense of, let me just before we go racing, let me explain the example of what I mean by how he's the lighthouse to me. So here's his channel here, and I only became aware of the GTN pack of cars from Race Sim Studio because of his video here. Now, sure, other people have featured it, including Ferrari Man 601 and the brilliant Chris Hay, but it was really Mike Smith at Sim Racing 604 who kind of first made me aware of it. And so when I was thinking of making this video the tribute, what I wanted to do was feature, instead of the track I was going to race, which was probably going to be Mugello, something open and flowing to feature these two cars. But when I heard of his announcement, I thought, well, let me choose another video, which is here, the top 5 tracks video, where he made me aware of his home track called Mosport. Now, I hope I pronounced that right, Mosport 2019. So I thought I'll do the tribute video, or the original tribute video, on this track instead. So I'm so glad that he's decided to continue and be that lighthouse for me, to show us all these new features that are just always ahead of time, just quite amazing. And even if he can't, even if he just does some quick races or duels, anything he chooses to do, I'll be so happy that he decides to continue. So now let's move on to show off these two cars that he made me aware of. So this is Michael signing out for SingleRacer. I'll catch you next time. Apologies for the rain. And personally, a final message from me to Mike Smith, Mr. Sim Racing 604. Thank you for choosing to continue. Okay, see ya. And now let's go racing. Okay folks, so let's get ready to race these two cars on this fantastic Mosport 2019 track. It's a little challenging track, but I don't know it that well, so I've had a few practice runs, but what tends to happen is I tend to catch the car here, but I can't quite get around it. Now I've got the Porsche set to 100% strength and 100% aggression, and I just can't seem to pass it on that corner. And there's another spot where I tend to catch it, but because I don't know the track that well, I'm struggling to get past it. But what an awesome experience, just trying to chase it down at 100%. Here's the other spot where I catch it, but this is probably my weakest bit, is that double apex. I just don't know how to take it yet. And this is an interesting thing when you don't know how to take the track, is there are runoff places, but you're not sure yet how much speed to carry through those runoff places to get the maximum benefit out of it. So especially here, I'm not quite sure how much speed to carry into this and keep it under control, so it's all a learning curve still. But what I really like is, my brother asked me once, is how can you race some cars at 100%? As I see there, I didn't feel like I maximised that runoff either, but I love this corner. This corner in fourth gear is just awesome. But yeah, he says, how do you catch the cars at 100%? But sometimes you can't, and some tracks won't allow you to catch the AI at 100%. But when you do on a track like this, which is perfect, where I can't catch it, but it's not getting away from me, so it's literally how well I drive. And this corner also took me a bit to figure out. I can take it flat most of the time, I just got to be in the right position, but I'm just still struggling with this corner, how much there's the runoff, but I just don't feel I'm doing it well. But yes, when you're chasing a car at 100%, and you're, because the good thing is when you have it lower down, you have to keep lifting off the throttle. But to never have to lift off the throttle and yet not have the car get away from you, as I just try and figure out. See, I normally do that shallow line here, but I'm not sure that that's suiting that corner. I just haven't raced this track enough, or I've never raced the track before this actual event to know how to best utilise the track. So as we just try on this third lap to get the, I'll go for a straight out best time if I can. I'll try and do my best here, but here I catch it a little bit, but it's just trying to work out how to get through this corner. It's like one of those slow, long corners that you just can't figure out which position is the best yet. A bit like Road America. The advantage with Road America is I know how much speed to carry through all the runoffs, where here I'm just not quite sure. See, I didn't use enough power there. And boy, oh boy, is this exciting. But I'm going to go for my best time here, or at least my best race time if I can. Try and carry as much speed. Now I've learnt from the AI a bit here, because if you watch the AI, he goes out a bit wide. So no, I carried too much speed there and just had to ease off a little bit. So I don't think I'll beat my best time for this race on this lap, unfortunately, but let's see how we go. No, so my best time is a 1:19.2. Now in practice I did a 1:19.0, so that's my best time, but I might come back to this track if we have a look at this amazing Ferrari. I personally like the Ferrari because it's so beautifully balanced, 50-50. It feels like a 50-50 car, whereas that Porsche is your typical rear engine where it's almost a killer once you come off throttle and it just wants to spin around. As Sim Racing 604's crew mock me there, saying, "No, you thought you could beat Sim Racing 604. Hi, Sim Racing 604. I'll beat you next time. Don't worry, I'll come back and try and beat you again." But as we get into this car again, and just a beautiful pair of cars from Racing Studio. I'll have a link in the description. So this is Michael signing out for Single Racer. I hope you enjoyed that race. See you later.